What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Monkeyflop here, and today I got your PS4 flash news. Now, we are going to be going over two games that are causing the PlayStation 4 to hard crash. And I also got a new segment for you guys, which is called Nerd News. Hopefully you guys do enjoy it. If you guys want to support your boy, drop a comment, drop a like. And if you guys are new, please subscribe with those bell notifications turned on. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Days Gone is the first game that I actually wanted to talk about because that is one of the games that is causing the PlayStation 4 to hard crash. Kind of crazy to even think about with the latest patch update that they did last week. A lot of fans actually took to Reddit and even DM'd me because the PlayStation 4 is just crashing in the middle of the game. Some gamers were a little bit confused and didn't know what exactly happened and thought their PlayStation 4 was completely broken, while other gamers, had this issue and tried to initialize their PS4 and it gets stuck around 80 to 90% complete and then it just circles back around. So if you guys are one of the ones that are having issues with your PlayStation 4, I have a lot of different tutorials that should be able to help you out. I'm going to put an eye above the card here just in case you guys need a little extra assistance. But if you guys are playing Days Gone and not experiencing any issues whatsoever, you might not be part of the minority, but there is a handful of people with their PlayStation 4s crashing, and it's a big headache, to be honest with you. Hopefully Sony does do a patch update. We'll have to wait for Tuesday morning because that's usually when games get updated and patched. So Apex Legends is the other game that is causing PlayStation 4 to hard crash. Now this one's a little bit different than the Days Gone that we just talked about. This one has a lot to do with the game itself. Now, a lot of gamers have noticed that when you're playing Apex Legends, the game will crash and then you'll get a screen that looks like this with an error code on it, and you'll just have to restart the app itself within the PlayStation 4. But after several times of the game crashing, your PlayStation 4 could eventually hard crash. So I would warn you guys, if you're playing Apex Legends and you get multiple errors and the game crashes multiple times, you're pretty close to risking your PlayStation 4 to hard crash. So I'd probably advise you, if you're getting a lot of error codes with Apex Legends, just give it a little break. Come back to it at a later time. Respawn has not officially responded to the gamers' outrage and the PlayStation 4 hard crashing, but I'm sure they're working on a fix. That's not the only thing that they're actually working on, because Apex Legends and Respawn Entertainment has announced they're going to be banning people that are piggybacking. And if you guys aren't familiar with piggybacking, it's basically entering in a match and absolutely doing nothing just to collect the XP and the skins or whatever loot that drops. A lot of people have been doing this in Apex Legends, and it has been a big issue for a long time. And it's actually pretty cool that Respawn Entertainment is actually taking action. Now, a couple of things that you need to know is that if you say you play a game, you risk getting banned if you don't pick up any weapons, you don't fire a single round or at least a single shot in that matter, and your character doesn't move, then you are technically at risk of getting banned off of Apex Legends. If you guys are kind of curious to know what banning looks like off of Apex Legends, you should get a notice letting you know that indeed you have been banned. Some people don't get the notice and just get the error code that you're seeing on the screen right now as soon as the game launches. So very interesting, but honestly, good on Apex Legends for, stepping it up and listening to the community. Now it is time for a new segment that I like to call Nerd News. Take it away, Scott. Thanks, Monkeyflop. New research has come out that in the United States, the average gamer is around 33 years old and would prefer to spend their money on mobile games rather than PC and console itself. In fact, in 2018, the average number was up by 20%, and since 2015, the average number of money spent on mobile games has been up 85%. In 2018, there was $43.4 billion of money spent on content. That is not including hardware or accessories. Nearly 65% of US adults are playing video games, and that rounds out to about 164 million people in the US alone. While the most popular genres are casual games, 60% of those people are playing on their smartphones. So in conclusion, there are far more people playing on their smartphones rather than on PC and console. Back to you, Monkeyflop. Thanks, Scott. Very informative news. Now, if you guys do know, or maybe don't know, Rage 2 actually launches tomorrow, and your boy got an early access code to the game, and I've been playing a lot of it, and I wanted to give you guys my initial, first thoughts on the game. The game is a lot of fun. It's got a lot of different colors and a lot more brighter than the original Rage 2. With an open world, you can honestly explore and do whatever you want, which is a nice feature, but it can also be very linear depending on your playstyle. It's up to you on how you want to actually choose to play Rage 2. One thing that I do recommend is complete all of the initial missions, so that way you guys can actually get some of the important things that are in the game. The driving in the game, which I honestly didn't have high hopes for, was actually really fluid and felt really good. The cutscenes in the game as well were pretty awesome, and a Bethesda single player game would not be the same without some epic killing and some epic and crazy, very adult themed cutscenes. So if you guys are into that and that's your jam, then I definitely do recommend Rage 2. Now, they've actually planned more DLC to come within the next year, and they are actually mapping it out to where you'll have content flowing and different things to actually interact in the game. So it's going to be an interesting time, and it's a little bit different because it's a single player game. There's no multiplayer aspect to the game as of right now, but very enjoyable to say the least. If you're planning on picking up Rage 2, which drops tomorrow, just expect there's going to be a 14 gigabyte patch update after the launch. So just letting you guys know about that as well. Now, I know how much you guys love free stuff because I love free stuff, and PlayStation has added 27 new Red Dead Redemption avatars for free. So you guys can go pick and choose. If you guys are a fan of Red Dead Redemption 2, then I definitely recommend you guys go download the pack and check it out and pick which avatar you prefer. But pretty cool to say the least. Alright guys, that's all the time we have for you today, and honestly all the news that is kind of like breaking right now. I'd love to know your guys' thoughts and opinions in those comment sections below. Hopefully, you aren't one of the ones that are experiencing PlayStation 4 hard crashes with Days Gone and or Apex Legends. I know it could be very, very frustrating, but they are supposed to have a new patch update for both of the games very soon. I'd love to know what you guys thought of my new nerd news segment. I wanted to come up with something a little bit different. And then, of course, are you guys going to be taking advantage of those free avatars? Let me know in those comments down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting your boy by dropping a comment, dropping a like, and if you guys are new, please subscribe with those bell notifications turned on. Until next time, you guys are freaking awesome.